Hey, what's up everybody? TooTallToby here, and in today's SolidWorks power move, I'm going to make a really cool design I've been thinking about. I want to make this look kind of like a checkerboard design, so I'm going to intersect exactly at this corner here of the existing stepped area, and then I'm just going to extrude that up to about 30 millimeters. So 30, enter, and oh crud. The old zero thickness geometry error. Well, in today's power move, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what this error is, why it occurs, and what you can do to kind of work around this error so hopefully you don't end up feeling frustrated. So the zero thickness error occurs because in SolidWorks, and in a lot of solid modeling programs, but especially in SolidWorks, when you're working with a solid body, so like this body here, you can see it's got void on the outside and it's got solid on the inside. Let me change the solid color to blue here. So it's got solid on the inside and it's got void on the outside. Well, anytime you're working with a model that has, or a body that has void on the outside and solid on the inside, there's a fundamental rule you must adhere to, and that rule is that all edges of that body must exist at the intersection of two faces. So this edge here that I just drew on in red is at the intersection of face 1 and face 2 here. You can see that this edge here down in the corner is at the intersection of face 2 and face 3, and this edge here in the other corner, this is at the intersection of face 1 and face 3. And if you look at one of your models, if you open up one of your models and it's a solid model, you'll see that it too follows that rule. And that has to do with the way that SolidWorks is taking what is essentially surface geometry and it's knitting it together and solidifying it. So it has to do with what's happening in the solver in the background. And we can maybe get into that a little more in a surfacing video, but for the sake of today's video, just keep in mind that that is the rule. So now let's imagine that we are attempting to extrude this shape here. So take this shape and extrude it up to 30 millimeters like we did a moment ago. Well, now what we would have is we would have this one single edge here that's being shared by 4 faces. So this face here, and then in the background, you've got face 3, and then around the corner, you've got face number 4. So you've got these 1, 2, 3, 4 faces that are all sharing that same edge, and that is the criteria that will trip the zero thickness error. Now, there is some good news here. There are very simple workarounds, and then there are slightly more complicated, but most of the workarounds are pretty simple. So the first workaround is you could say don't merge the results, and then when you hit the green check mark, oh, look at that. It's like magic. It works. Well, why does this work? Well, this works because now we've got this solid body and this solid body. So 2 separate solid bodies here. So here I'm using the shortcut tab to hide and shift tab to show, tab to hide the body and shift tab to show the body. And a lot of times this is fine. You can take this and you can dump it to a 3D printer slicer, and then you can still kick off your 3D print and you're fine. This is fine. But sometimes this is problematic as well because, technically, you could do some very fine machining, but you can't actually have that be exactly a zero thickness edge there if you were machining. So the G code in your preprocessor might also experience some problems if you were sending this out for CNC. So another way that you can resolve this is you could edit this sketch and just put the slightest of gaps in the sketch. Maybe you could do it with a chamfer, or maybe you could take this point here and just move it slightly off. So if we just take that point and move it slightly off, and obviously we would want to dimension that, we can see that now we can edit this feature and we can say that we want this to be merge results, and look at that, no more zero thickness. Again, if you sent this to a 3D printer, it would be fine. You wouldn't even notice it. Or you could go the other way. So you could edit this sketch and you could say, instead of that being a slight gap, I want it to be a very slight overlap. So I zoom way in, and here you can see it's on that point, and here you can see it's just barely overlapping. I mean, what is that distance? Let's see what it is here. It's 0.012 millimeters. So, indistinguishable or unrecognizable, but we can see here that if we exit out now, merge results is still on, and we were able to complete that model, complete that feature. So zero thickness occurs when you've got multiple faces that are all trying to share one edge, and that multiple is greater than 2. So when we had these 1, 2, 3, 4, the faces in the background here, that's a problem. That's going to give you zero thickness. The other spot that you'll end up with zero thickness is when you try to do a tangency, particularly on a cut. So if I had a shape like this, where I come over, touch the end point, come around with a tangent arc here, come down like so, touch the end point, come around with a tangent arc, okay, and I'm gonna like notch out an area here that I want to be tangent to this face down here. Well, once again, we're going to end up with a zero thickness error. So this edge here to this arc here, tangent, we're going to end up with a zero thickness error, because if you think about it, what we're going to end up with here, if we do a features extruded cut, we're going to end up with an edge right here, right at the peak of that tangency, that's being shared by this face, the inside face here, and the inside face here. So I'm going to try that, and we're going to see that it's going to error with zero thickness. And now, just to illustrate what I'm talking about, it might be a little bit harder to visualize, but just to illustrate what I'm talking about here, let me get rid of that tangency. So get rid of that tangency relationship. Whoops, get rid of that tangency relationship. And then let me just move this forward a little bit so that there's just like a ever so slight gap there. And now we do extrude cut. We can now we'll now be able to visualize what it is that I was talking about a moment ago. So if these two were brought completely together, then we would have this one single edge here that shares this face. It shares this face here on the backside. It shares this face here on the backside, and it shares this face here on the inside. 4 faces all sharing one edge. That's going to yield a zero thickness error. So how do we resolve that? We either create a slight overlap, giving ourselves a tiny little gap there, and you can dimension that to get that to be almost unnoticeable, or you create a slight underlap, and then you end up having that come to the inside just ever so slightly. And again, if you were to send that to a 3D printer, well, actually, in this scenario, a 3D printer might be problematic because it would end up leaving you with very little filament in that area. But you could still end up getting it at least out the door. So that is the zero thickness error. It occurs if you take a circle and put a circle right up against an edge. It occurs if you take 2 edges and put them right up against one another. And that's also some of the most common workarounds. You could either uncheck the option for merge result in the case of a solid, or you can create a slight overlap or a slight underlap, and that will let you maintain that merge result, maintain it all as one solid body, but it'll also let you move forward with the project, which most of the time that's really what you're trying to do. So I hope this makes sense, but if you do have any questions about the zero thickness, let me know down below in the comments. If you have any situations where you've run into some issues and you found some other workarounds for this, let me know that as well. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe, and if you like my style of teaching, be sure to visit us at TooTallToby.com/training. We've got a lot of really good SolidWorks courses to help you go from brand new to SolidWorks all the way up to the level of certified SolidWorks professional. So I hope that we'll see you there in the training programs, and of course, I'll look forward to seeing all of you in the next TooTallToby Power Moves.